Hello, hello. Welcome back to Discontinued. Now what? We
Hello,
have
hello.
Jamie. What's going on, lady? How are you?
I'm back from the Great North.
Yes, yes. You were in Maine, correct?
Absolutely. Let me get my mic here. Oh gosh. Oh, it's stuck. There we go.
There
All
you go.
right. I'm a hot mess, everybody. Um,
Happy Friday. We
Friday.
usually don't record on Fridays, but
Yeah,
hey,
happy full moon Friday, baby.
oh yeah, full
Um,
moon Friday. That's right.
yes, it's I was in Maine. The down east, as they call it. It's kind of like how we say Tampa Bay in this area.
Okay.
So it's by Acadia National Park and let me see if I say it right, Bahaba.
Bahaba,
All the
the
habas.
Havas.
All the hoppers for dinner. And a lot of walks, a lot of detoxing after the last few months, which, oh my God, guys, I will preach it to the skies how important it is um, to detox after traumatic stuff, after just
Definitely.
some major challenges and things. You you'd have practices at home, but to be able to extract yourself from the humdrum or reality, just even for a week,
Hmm.
and put yourself in a different space, which is calm and peaceful, you recharge like you've just plugged into the wall.
Yeah,
And you feel you have so much when you come back home, you have so much more clarity and insight. Your nervous system is calm, so you can deal with things much better. You're much less snippy.
yeah, it's so crazy, and people always wondered why I always wanted to travel so much. And I don't think it was because, especially after, when Dirk passed, I was like, I need to get out of here. Because I think the I need to get out of here mentality was like, I need to get out of this bubble of dealing with so many things. Like I just needed like that time for yourself and that time to, like you said, recharge and gather insight and not purposefully, but like just like pull yourself out of that daily wheel, that you're going through for whatever that is, and just kind of like calm it down, bring yourself a little relaxation, a little peace, and then you'll be able to recharge and be able to deal with whatever is happening, back at home.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole new ball game when you
Yeah.
can center back to who you are, the core of who you are, not your reactions. Because sometimes if
Yeah,
it hits,
for
yeah, right,
sure.
it hits over and over, and you are essentially your reactions. And that's not a fun place to be. And it's
No.
not your best self. And,
And you're not thinking clearly.
no.
We had talked about before, when you think out of things, you do things out of love and peace, it's completely different when you do it out of fear and anxiety
Yes.
and sadness and all this stuff. It's a totally different ball game.
Yes. Yes. Your decisions are different. You know, how you approach things are different.
Yeah.
How it long term affects you becomes different. It, it is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a big deal. And, we always talk about meditating things, and that's on the daily practice.
Mhm.
But if you can at least a couple times a year, and or after something that has really shifted your reality, to
Yeah.
be able to find a way um to take time away, and not halfway away. I mean, kind of disconnect from the problems and put
Yeah.
them, on the back burner for a week, get yourself back right. And, you get this clarity and you're like, well, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, because your
Hmm.
mind was a hot loving mess of
Yeah.
like a flock of seagulls in there. And
Hmm.
you're just reacting, whack-a-mole at the situations. But when it's simmered down, it's almost like a light shines on the correct answer. And
Yeah.
that's a
For
beautiful
sure.
space to be in. Um, and you
It
can't
is.
always do that while you're in it. I mean, even the best of us, I think.
No, no, absolutely not. And I think it's really important, and guys, we're not saying go to Europe or anything, but if you can, why not? I
Manifest
do
that
love a
shiz.
Europe. Yeah, manifest that trip. I mean, but somewhere where maybe you can go, just even if it's 3 days, or 4 days, something a little bit longer than a long weekend, something that you can actually go and stay somewhere, whether it's by yourself or with somebody that you can actually just be with, and they're not going to talk about things or whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you don't
Like
have to
just
be on reaction or defensive mode or
yeah,
anything. You can
correct.
just be.
Just be. It's really, really important, and it really is a game changer, guys. It really is. And it's insane that a lot of people don't really say that. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation. Yes, it's a vacation, but it's self-care. Like it's
Hmm.
and that a lot of people also sometimes don't like to go out because they dread coming back.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that those last 2 days, it's always like, well, I gotta go back to this, I gotta go back to that. Don't think about it like that. Just take a moment, take a beat, enjoy, be present. And then when you get back, like it's not going anywhere. It's not going to change anything when you're gone. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Like you'll deal with it when you get back, and that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You want to be 110% when you deal with it, and in my perspective, it's impossible once you've been in it for so long to be 110%. You have to
Absolutely.
recharge in some way. And it's more, and yes, you can mark me down for saying this, it's more than just a meditation at that point that you
Hmm.
have to do.
Yeah.
You have to remove yourself and allow the literal chemicals in your body to reset and give them time to. And if the, anxiety or dread to come home is because you don't like how life is at home,
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity to say, okay, I feel good right now. I have super clarity that I don't feel good when I go back home. So how can I make it more like this?
Yeah.
What do I need to change? What hard things do I need to cut away to be closer to this? Um, it
I love that.
it's important, and it gives you an opportunity to take action, make a slight turn in your life.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm not saying, go home and, divorce your spouse and walk out. I'm saying, okay, what can I do today? What is too much and what is enough? Really taking an audit of things.
Yeah. Taking it. I love that you said that. I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Taking
yeah,
an audit. Yes, absolutely. Because
yes.
a lot of us don't do that. And I just posted yesterday, I was like, I want to take an audit of my business basically and see what's working and what needs improvement, because there's maybe something that I'm missing, like the things that I do for other companies. i
Hmm.
should I should be working and doing on myself. Yes, I said should, but I don't.
We'll let it pass this time.
We'll let it pass this time. Give me a little a little
I'll give
slack,
you,
right?
yeah.
um and I think it's really important to do also, we've talked about this before too, do a self audit.
Hmm.
A self audit of like, okay, I'm not happy right now. Why am I not happy? What is it that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling this way? What can I do that is and I'll say it, I hate saying the small words and just this. It's having that small redirect
Hmm.
that'll have a bigger impact for you later. The little things that you do, the small little changes that you do right now might lift that heavy load off of you just a little bit, little by little, little by little, little by little. And by the time you're like, oh, I could have, I'm so glad that I did this, because now I don't feel that weight in my
Yeah,
chest, that weight on my back, that weight in my head, that weight on my body, whatever it is. I don't have to deal with that thing anymore. Because,
yeah,
if I don't do it for a week, I don't really need to do it for a while. I don't have to think about it. It's not that important.
yeah.
It's taking
Like with
those really
clothes.
important things. Yeah.
I'm going to do a hard audit on my clothes too,
Hmm.
because I wore, honestly up there, with the mix and match of stuff. I don't need as many as I have because I
Yeah.
don't honestly wear them. So
Hmm.
I need to donate them to
There you
people
go.
that want to. But you take that and you look at everything in life with that.
For
But
sure.
those slight adjustments, I can't back you up more with that. I tell you what, they help you from waking up one day and going, what the F?
Yeah.
What am I even doing? I am so off track. You know, you'll thank us later, guys, by
Yes, for
making these
sure.
little baby audits, slight adjustments, so that you don't wake up going, how in the hell did
How
I
did I
get
get
here?
here? Yeah,
Yeah, girl. Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We don't want that for you.
No.
I have been there, and
Mhm.
perhaps Stephanie as well.
Absolutely.
Uh, so we don't want this for you, and we're here to sing it to the clouds. Take those little baby adjustments. Take a look. You know, if you don't want to do it every day, if that's excessive, you will at some point probably want that. But at the end
Yeah.
of the week, Friday, let's
Yeah.
pick Friday. Today's Friday. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Say, okay, what did I need to do this week? What did I think I needed to do this week?
Mhm.
You know, what was accomplished? Am I still on goal for next week? If not, don't berate yourself. Make
Yep.
the adjustment for Monday and start there and say, okay, I'm going to do it differently this time. And
Yeah.
you're going to work it and find the great system that works for you and
Find
just
your
rinse and
flow.
repeat. But
Mhm.
let's have a Friday challenge.
Yes.
How do
I
we do
like
this?
it.
How do we make a Friday challenge?
I don't know. We
You need to
gotta
post it.
we gotta post it like ASAP. Yeah.
Friday challenge, baby. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it too. I'm gonna sit here. I got my pen and my paper. I got a brand new mouse pad that has lights all around it because I'm a child. Um,
No,
and
you just like sparkly things. That's
I
it.
do. I like LED. I'm like a gamer at heart, but I'm not a gamer.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. I love the
You
lights.
love the tech. You love the
I
tech.
do. Even my I don't think you can see it, but yeah, you can. It's
Oh
blue.
yeah, you can. Her
So
blue,
my
she has a blue backlit keyboard.
keyboard, yeah, and the mouse pad is now large with blue backlit too.
Wow.
And the mouse is
Also with
also,
purpley.
I can't help it.
You love a light.
I
You
love a
love us.
light.
That's
I
it.
am
It's
of the
okay.
light.
Of the light. Of the
Of the light.
light.
Yeah. And you know what? These little things make it fun for me to be at my desk. So that's
Hey,
another thing that Jamie wants to say to you guys.
I like it.
The little kid in me says, make your work desk fun.
Mm-hmm.
If I get excited about this mouse pad now, I want to go to work. Not
Yeah.
everybody thinks like that, but I know there's some of you out there that like a little treat, a little thing that makes it like when you get a new outfit. Now you want to go out to dinner,
Yeah. You
right?
feel good. You feel good. You want to go out. You want to show it off, you know? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And if your desk is a hot loving mess and you're like, the papers, take it all, put it
Take it
in the
all
bin,
off. Yep. And then go through
look at
it
the desk,
slow and
sit there and
surely.
say, all right, what do I want to see? What inspires me?
Yes.
And
I
only
like
put
that.
that stuff on. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that here in my little my desk is not very big, so it's a little small thing. And I was like,
Mine is
I
not
I
either.
think I need to clear it off because there's just so many things. There's a stack of workbooks here, another stack of books here, mail that I gotta put out, bills over here that I just went through. I was like, I don't want to see all this in my notebook. I have a really big notebook here. I love a spiral 5-star situation. I don't know why. I have tons of them. Tons of them. It's wild. Yes. Yes.
And I have an orange one down here. I'm so techie, but I must write things down. I
So
must
do
have my
I.
notebooks.
Yeah. That's how I learn. I've
I
noticed
can't get
that
away from
if
it.
it's something important that I really want to write down, like I really want to like absorb,
Mm-hmm.
I have to write it down because
Yeah.
I can see it, I can view it, I'll retain a little bit of it, but the act of pen to paper or pencil to paper, whatever,
Yep.
I think you just retain it a little better.
You do. There's science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
See?
science behind the mind in that working. And through college, I rewrote my notes. I'd take notes in
Yeah.
class and then, you know, at night or the next day or something, I'd rewrite them. Yes, they
Mm-hmm.
looked a little cleaner, but it was more to really get it to absorb
Yeah.
in a second. And after I rewrote them, we were good to go. We're
Yeah.
golden. Um, so there's something to be said for a good notebook. I'm just saying. So make sure
Definitely.
there's space for that, guys. Um,
Yes.
I do take notes on my phone and then, you know, have some things in the computer, but I
Mm-hmm.
cannot get away from paper
Me
because
neither.
maybe it's just the old school girl in me, but
Definitely. I think
yeah,
it's really it's I think it's generational because my niece is not like that. My niece
yeah.
is on her like she'll notes on her phone, the whole
I
thing.
even tried tablet notes. I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Hmm.
I want my pens. And let
Yeah.
me tell you, I have got my whole middle drawer. This is like an antique desk,
Hmm.
a little like a secretary. It's not very big. Um, maybe 3 feet long and foot and a half. But point is, it has those cool little old knobs, and you like you
Yeah.
see it in an antique store. So the middle one, they have the big middle one. So
Yeah,
that
the
entire thing
uh-huh.
is pens and pencils. I'm gonna send you a picture because I just do not know which one I want that day. I have always been that way with coffee mugs and pens and
Really?
pencils. I choose the one for me that day. I have been
That's
laughed at
funny.
and teased uh over the years, but you know what? I'm a grown woman and I want my pen and pencils drawer. And I do what I want.
You know what I have noticed myself doing, using more pencil. So like those click ones, those click pencils. Yeah. I
Yep.
love it. I love it. I love it. But then I definitely use the Pilot G2s, like those gel ones, those gel kind of pens.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, that's what I use. That and like a click pencil, and that's really what I
These
have right now.
tools, I think they're tools,
Mm-hmm.
TUL. I like the Sharpie S gel.
Sharpies are actually really good. I do like their pens as well.
I mean,
And
just
see,
because
the funny part is, guys, like we talk about
I
these
have,
these. Oh wow, you do have a lot of goodies.
I'm not even kidding with you. I have it all. Yep,
Yep.
it's all happening here.
So the really important part about pens and pencils and markers or whatever is the things that you like to write with, like you'll be more apt to write with them, if that makes sense.
Yes,
If
yes,
your notebook is real pretty, you're gonna want to use it. Like or
yes,
your pen, your whatever, your space is nice and welcoming for you, like you're gonna want to use it.
yes,
So again, when we say like these smaller steps to moving forward, like things that you don't have to like add to your plate, like make, like Dorinda Medley says, make it nice, make your space, your office nice. If you have a home office, make your bedroom nice, like make your bed nice, like your bathroom. I just put flowers in my bathroom. I was like, I go, why wasn't I
oh,
doing this before? It's just so happy because every time I go to the restroom, go shower, go brush my teeth, I have these beautiful flowers in my bathroom. I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
It's all about energy.
Hmm.
I was going to bring it back to energy somehow.
Of course.
But
Of
if
course.
what you have, pens, paper, your desk orientation, whatever, if it energetically kind of deflects you, rejects you, turns you away, if you are not drawn to that, you're gonna have a hard time getting the stuff done. You're gonna find excuses. Oh, I need to do some laundry. I need to do this.
Yeah.
I should run an errand and go to the bank. I should do. But if it is inviting and you're excited to sit down and start using the stuff, and we may sound crazy, but I know there's many of you out there that are getting what we're saying right now.
Yeah.
So, and we're giving you full permission to get your favorite cup. This is now my live cup. My
Hmm.
aunt gave it to me. Tall hat man.
Nice. I love it.
It is the most biggest cup ever. I mean, it's like ginormous. Um, I have some crystals here.
Yeah.
I use crystals, and what I have a lot of is I have about 4 amplifiers here,
Oh,
and I
very
have
nice.
some things around them for protection, finance, and inspiration.
Now I have a question on that. So you
Yeah.
have yours right on top on a certain corner. Do you believe it's you it would be best for you to put it on top of a desk on a certain corner? Because I have mine, so I actually flip my desk. The desk that I have has two like open cubbies that usually would face you as you're working, so you can kind of stick things in. But my mic needed to clamp onto something, and I don't have an open space back on the
Yeah, me
back
neither
side.
on my old desk.
Yeah, so I had to flip it. So it's basically the cubbies are facing out, basically facing the wall, and the covered part is facing me so I can put my mic on. I have my amplifiers and all that stuff in one of the cubbies, like, but it's the cubby is here, but it's like right here. It's facing. It's not inside. So should I put it on top instead of down there? Or does it matter where I put it?
Do you feel the energy of it down there?
No,
Okay.
I
There's your
forget it's
answer.
there.
Yep. There's your answer.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. For me, visually, even if it's like some, subconscious, just glancing over, I'm connecting. I say, oh, there's the crystals for that. I draw and connect in with that energy. That's how I
That
like
makes
to
sense.
practice. There are people that stick them in cubbies, and I have them in pockets and stuff, but I know they're in my pocket. I don't forget they're in my pocket because the crystal, it vibrates at an energy that is associated with its property, but it's about connecting with it.
Yeah.
And allowing our mental mind to focus with it, our energy to connect with that energetic flow, that vibration. There's a few things involved. So for me, I like to see them. I
I
like
like
to
that.
either have them in my hand, touch them, or see them. So for me, it's right dead center. I have a small piece of slate, a rectangle, and I have them right there, right under the monitor.
Ah, okay.
So I'm seeing them.
You're seeing them all the
Yeah,
time.
and I
Correct.
have 4 of these, like I said. So I'm
And
kind of
what is
making.
that you're showing so the people who
Oh
are
yeah,
not
I'm
watching?
sorry. These are quartz amplifiers.
Okay.
So guys, they look like big pyramids, tall cylinder type pyramid quartz. I'm not sure how else to say it.
Yeah.
Um,
They're a little taller guys, so they're a little longer, taller, and then they have that pointed
2 or
top.
3 inches, something like that. Some of them are chunkier. And then I have my citrine, a little bottle of citrine, which it helps with money.
Yeah.
So that's right there. And I put it in a little bottle to keep it neat and tidy, I've decided. So I have some raw stones, but they have these really cute little bottles. You can either buy the tiny crystal chips in the bottles, or you can go to the dollar store and throw a bunch of your smaller chips in one yourself. And for
Yeah.
$1.25, you get a pack of 3 glass bottles, tiny little vials. I have a double torminated smoky quartz.
Ooh, that's nice.
So it points to someone else and me. That's what that does. And smoky quartz is for calming and grounding.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite more so than tourmaline. So this keeps everybody
Ah,
calm and
smoky
situations,
quartz.
discussions, calm.
I like that. I need that one.
And and then I have my Archangel Michael stone. It's a sodalite, and that stone is not for everyone, for the angels, but for me, right from the get-go, about 10 years ago, Michael was attached, and it's a little heart. So
Oh, yeah.
protecting right there. So I have protection, money, grounding, um, and I have a little statue for inspiration. And I may change it up and put a different one for inspiration. I rotate a couple of those, but I keep the money, grounding, and protection and amplifiers always
Always there.
there. But there's a
Yeah.
couple that I may add in if I want something for a couple days or something. But
I
so
like
far
that.
so good. I do, change it out, every 6 months or something. If it
Okay.
for me, that's how long it
Yeah.
lasts. Some people like to do it every moon cycle, or there's no the time limit depends on whether you feel attracted to it anymore. Do you feel anything from
Ah,
it?
okay.
Yeah. Same with
Nice.
crystal grids. People are like, well, how long do you keep it up? Well, until you don't feel any juju anymore. And for me, I'll walk over and it'll just feel like nothing. And I'm like, okay, time for a sweep. It's got nothing left in it.
Yeah.
Speak.
It's
Uh,
given what it's gonna give. Right,
Yep.
right,
And
right.
so you reset, and you can use the same crystals and things like that, but you want to kind of charge them up, do some things, or switch them out and do different patterns, just reset it in different ways. And that's a whole class on crystal
Yeah.
grid, different ways you can do it and things you can use. But just as a quick informational point, that's kind of when you know to change it up when you're not really feeling it anymore. Doesn't,
I like that.
yeah.
That's really cool.
So there's
No,
that.
you were saying about, sometimes people change them on new moon. So I know this is whenever you guys hear this. So today is November 15th. It is what is it? Taurus and new
Taurus
moon?
full moon, full moon.
Taurus full moon.
And it's the last super moon of the cycle, and I think of this year. So it's
Hmm.
kind of a powerful time tonight, and over this next couple days. And guys, if you don't hear this around the timing of the recording, that's okay because some of these principles can just be used at any new moon or any full moon.
Okay.
And what we do, if you follow myself online, I will post the qualities of the moon, the zodiac associations of every moon when it comes about, and they're just slight variations. So it gives you ideas of things that to focus on and look at. Because
Definitely.
for a full moon, it's the apex of the energy for the entire month. So
Oh.
it's a buildup of all the energy, and that's why people get a little cray cray sometimes because there's so much energy in the air.
So there's a difference between a full moon and a new moon. There's a
Yes.
okay, got it.
Full moon's the
I
big
thinking they're
shiny.
one and the same.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay.
Full
Okay.
moon is the full big moon that lights up the
Yeah.
sky. It's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
its
yeah.
perfect form, totally visible. A new moon is when you see just a tiniest sliver or nothing. That's called dark moon. That's when it's just building again. And then you'll see a sliver and it'll
Oh,
start to
okay.
grow and get wider and wider and
Ah,
wider and go towards the full moon. So it's building its energy, building its energy.
got you.
So that's typically when we do workings, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
different manifestations, journaling,
Yeah.
if you're into spell work, whatever, to grow, to build on it. And then in the full moon, you can really do something special during that time to really
Okay.
solidify both energetically, psychologically,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, because when they talk about magic and stuff, it's not something external and it's not just one thing.
Right. Yeah.
Psychologically, you have to be, because you could say all day long, write on a piece of paper and burn it and say, I want to be done with this abusive partner. But
Mm-hmm.
if you aren't actually ready, the chords aren't, nothing's going to happen
Yeah.
because you're not there yet. You haven't truly let go. You're just kind of saying the words,
Yeah.
but you're not ready.
You're appeasing the outside. You're not appeasing
Yeah.
your inside, basically. You're not
So
letting
it's not
yourself
going to
in to
work.
do that. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to. It's a multifaceted thing to really make change in your world. But with that said, the full moon is the apex, the height of all the energy for the whole month,
Okay.
and people use it. You commonly hear people talk about releasing during that time and
Yeah.
writing on a piece of. You can use it for that, and most people do because it's such a powerful moon. But you don't have to just release. You can use it to manifest as well.
Oh,
It's like a
okay.
Swiss Army knife. It's just a bunch of energy, so you can do what you want.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in society need to be moving on and letting go, unfortunately. They aren't happy with the situation they're in. So there's a lot of
I
focus
like that
on the
because
releasing.
I didn't know that. Usually I always thought that was so manifesting was new moon and releasing was full moon. That's how I always thought about it.
Yeah, that's the basic 101 that
Yeah,
I even teach too. And then when you get that down, then we go to level
a little
two, and I tell
deeper.
you, okay, now you can take it a step further. But
Yeah.
just I don't want to confuse everybody because if we go through all of the phases of the moon, I mean,
There's
that's a
yeah,
class and notes and stuff, so you can kind of,
for
you
sure.
know, because you could technically do any of this stuff I'm talking about at any time of the month.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that are more powerful or the
Yeah.
alignment, but also you take it your situation, look at what the moon cycle is, and
Mm-hmm.
adjust what you're saying based on where the moon is. So you
Oh,
could reverse engineer. So if you're really trying to move on from something, you could plant seeds, so to speak, at new moon
okay.
and then continue to plant the seeds. And then at full moon, take the reverse or anything that's blocking that from fruition and release that. So you're still working on the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just a different kind of
You just reverse engineer what
thing.
you're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you
yeah.
have two full moon cycles of energy towards your purpose and things. So there is some really neat ways you can use this.
I
Or
like
say
that.
it's um what they call a waning moon. So it's getting smaller. It's after the full moon, but you want to
Mm-hmm.
manifest something. It's not the most wonderful time to do the manifesting. So what you would do is concentrate on a releasing of what's blocking that from coming. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, get all
Yeah.
that stuff out of the way. So
Clearing
that
the space, like we were just talking
clearing the
about.
space.
Clearing the
Oh,
space,
waning moons
making
are
it
great
yummy.
times. Yeah, and dark moons, and just before that, just before the new moon, it's great time for, cutting in the yard if you're like into that sort of spiritual gardening and things, for
Mm-hmm.
harvesting and clipping and doing different things, cutting things down. Some people do it also on the full moon too, but that's for particular reasons. And we can get into a lot of detail, but
Yeah. And
yeah,
you teach a class for the moons?
I will. I just gotta write it up because it's all in my head. People have been asking, and I need somebody to keep me on track to say, Jamie, have you made the class yet? Are we doing it?
Yeah,
What's
there's
going
a
on?
couple of things that we've recorded
I
that
know.
we're kind of waiting on.
I know.
At
And
least I am.
that is great though, because you are perfect because you know the questions to ask, when how to say very kindly, Jamie, what the hell are you talking about? Can you make that, could you say that some other way than that?
I'm
Because I
like,
don't know what that is.
say it so the people in the back understand what the heck we're talking about. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Because that's why I asked the questions, because it's like I'm also learning. So I'm a level 1 student.
No, no, sir.
No, 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 and it's not a bad thing.
Just being modest.
It's learning the things I know a little bit about a lot of things. That's always been the way that I am. But it's the things that really interest me is when I really want to know more. And that's why I asked. I was like, do you do a class on that? Because that would be really, really cool to kind
I
of
think it
figure
would
out
be
and
fun
learn.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
Really fun.
absolutely.
Let me write that down.
Thank you. Because
And
we
I'm
were
going to
also
add my particular
asking.
flair into it because there are books and stuff written on it. But, when I was coming up in the spiritual world, I wish I
Mhm.
had a fun class where I could just ask questions and, well, what if this, or what would be a good time, instead of like, here's a
Because it's
printout.
very serious, I think, and it's funny that you're saying this because we had a conversation a couple of days ago or a week ago or whatever. I was like, I want to, develop a journal that's something that I would really use. There's a lot of journals that I use, and there's bits and pieces that
Oh,
I like
yes.
from each one,
Hmm.
but I want it all kind of together. You know what
Yes.
I mean? It's something that I would use for me. And I think it's would be the same thing for you. Like you just said, there were so many books and stuff that I wish there was something that was a little more easier on like how to present things and how to say things and like what do because not everybody knows what we're talking about. They want to get into it, they want to learn, and they want to know the
And people
things.
need examples. I mean, I
Yeah.
need examples. And
Mm-hmm.
all the feedback that I've received over the years of teaching, they like it when I'm able to give examples. And thank
Yeah.
goodness I talk to people a lot and have stories
Mm-hmm.
from people because I've collected examples.
Yeah.
And my mess ups, I love to talk about that in the moon because emotionally, and I have not always done this, but I have learned my lesson.
Yeah.
You don't work on this stuff when you're heightened emotion, you're really upset or you're pissed off or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best time. Let's wait a day. Let's wait till
No.
tomorrow. You'll still have some energy because in that heightened emotion, it's your ego mind is in some kind of way. It's
Yeah,
either
for
hurt,
sure.
pissed, revenge oriented.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in a good space when you're in it in that moment. So you
Yeah.
can't think clearly as to really what would be the highest and best for you at this point in time. So you can write it all down and then just wait till the next day till you calm down, you had a night's rest,
Yeah,
and say,
definitely.
okay, I understand what I wrote here, but that isn't going to get me anywhere. And I think I had talked about this. I did last night on TikTok when they were talking about dealing with difficult people
Yeah.
and they were asking questions on different ways to manipulate situations and stuff. And I kind of shut that down and said, okay,
Good. Yeah.
in the end, are you more interested in revenge or making them feel what you feel, or do you just want to be free of that and move on? That's me. Option B is for me.
Be free.
Can I get revenge? Absolutely. Have I done things in the past? Perhaps I'm not super proud of it, but it makes for a
you
good
were learning,
example.
and you were what is it? It was what do they call it? When you're going through things, you don't listen to them, but you do it yourself and you learn your ways whenever they say
I
the
don't know,
kid.
growth pains. It's
Yeah.
something. It was a pain, all right. And you know what they say, all the memes say about Libras, we're sweet as pie, we're just the most kind people until you finally made us angry. And then
Hmm.
we just 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And we're not even nice about it. Like, I'm scared about my angry. Like, I can get so mean, but I'm not, like, not normally, but the
Yeah.
individuals typically, have
It's
done
there.
something to get me there. It
Yeah,
takes me
for
a while,
sure.
but then at that point, you need to just run.
Hmm.
It's best to just go inside because all hell breaks loose. So that is not the best time, and that's a couple times when I did some workings, and boy, it worked. It was not at all the result that I wanted.
Yeah.
Got myself into quite a bit of trouble with that. I'm like, oh, didn't think this one through.
Hmm.
So it's good to be of sound mind, to wait on it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, class. Yes, that needs to
With
happen.
every decision in life, really, like be of sound mind. Like don't do it out of passion, of anger, of sadness, or resentment, or revenge. You know what I mean? Like it sounds great in the moment, absolutely. Believe you me, I get it. But
But then later on, you have
later
to,
on, you're like, shit, why did I do that? Oh man, I really fucked things up.
because
Or I
people
said
either
things
have
that
the,
I
go
yeah, I
ahead,
said things that I never wanted to say. Like I can't take that back. And I
can't
think
unsay
that's
them.
the
Nope.
biggest thing is once you say something to somebody, like that is implanted in their mind forever. Like they will never forget that. And then you calm down, if you will, the next day or a week later, whatever. And you're like, man, I feel like an asshole. And then that is always in their head. That thought or that moment is always in their head, and you can't take that away. And that sucks.
And when
That
Pisces and
sucks.
Libra hear something painful, it's going in the logbook,
That's
baby.
it. It
As
is
much as we
etched.
want to heal, we can't unheal it. And
Hmm.
somewhere in there, we always remember that in the heat of the moment, you felt that way. And
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. So don't do that, guys, to a Libra or a Pisces. Don't, not if you want them to
Yeah.
ever kind of,
Because the wrath will come.
it will come when you least expect it.
The wrath will come. We might be sweet and kind of sweet as pie right now, but if you cross us,
I
it's not a
mean,
good look. And we don't want to say that, but it's I know in myself how I am, and my sister can
mhm,
attest to it. She's like, "Oh yeah, don't fuck with stuff."
yeah.
You know, it's just that's just
And it's the sweetest ones that have
Mhm.
the biggest bite later because we know, and this is my belief that we know damn well we were so sweet and we tried,
Absolutely.
and that was thrown in our face perhaps or
Yes,
not acknowledged.
definitely.
So at that point we're mad. We're like, you took this for granted.
Yeah, you took it
You
for granted. You took
Yeah, and so
advantage.
that makes a different kind of angry.
Hmm.
The ugly
Definitely.
kind.
Yeah,
Ugly.
for
Um
sure.
And, if when we talk about spiritual energy and things like that, you guys know if you think to the time that you were mad, how physically you felt that build up in you. Imagine focusing that energy. That's why in magical practices and spiritual stuff, we don't want you that way
Yeah,
because you're focusing a whole lot of energy and your mind ain't clear.
correct.
It's much different than if you're in a really good mood and you're going to manifest this. You're going to get some energy, but I tell you what, there's nothing like that other energy, the
That
angry
other stuff.
energy.
Yeah.
But it can be used for good as well. If you are clear in mind and you've built it up and you're like, and it's for the highest and best, that can be very powerful. So I'd
For
rather
sure.
use my frustrations and things like that and grab that energy and focus it into something really positive. So
Mm-hmm.
collecting it and utilizing it, wrangling those sheep.
Like we always say, when I always, every time I see a movie about villains and all that stuff, or really smart people that are doing bad things, I'm like, why don't they use those powers for good?
Spider-Man, Spidey.
Yeah, use those powers for good. Like use that bad energy for good things. Like use
Yeah,
that
yeah.
intensity into
And they don't
something
because they're
nice and
broken.
better.
It
Hmm.
comes back to traumas and unhealed and shadow work and all of that. That's
Definitely.
why it always comes back to that in the movies, in real life. They're not because there's something still broken and unhealed in them.
Yeah. And that
It
bad
always
stuff
comes
comes
out
back
though.
to you like a boomerang. It
Yeah.
will come back.
Yeah. It
It,
it never goes how you think it's gonna go. And
hmm.
like in the movies and in real life, the strife and the energy put towards attaining power and control, all of that is fear based.
Yeah.
It comes from fear. What are you scared of that you have to control everything?
Hmm.
You know? What do you scared of losing that you feel you have to have power so you don't lose it? There is nothing constant but change. You can't hold,
Absolutely.
it's like holding water in your hands. There's no
Hmm.
holding it. You got to
Yeah.
be in the flow and align with it, and it will naturally be there. You can't cage a bird. You can't squeeze a bird and hold him and keep him.
Yeah.
They'll die, you know. And it was a hard lesson, for at least for me in the beginning, emotionally, because when I saw something good, I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it safe and secure, and I ended up smothering it. And I
Hmm.
had to heal myself with that and allow them and say, you know what? You are worth, when you open that cage door, the bird flies away, that it'll come back because it likes you.
Yeah.
You don't have to control it, you know? So that was a huge.
Free bird.
Yes. Um, now I
I
want to
love
play
it.
music. Yeah,
You're
you
welcome,
just
guys.
squirreled me. Oh, and it's in my head now.
But
Want to go
that's,
on a road
it's
trip.
I love that we just, we're talking about this, and it all circles back to getting into a space that will make you feel better, help you align with things a little better. Clearing that space and making fun things out of small moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Of writing things down, having your good space, your fun space where you feel good. Like even if you're having a really shitty day, you go into that space, you're like, it's
yeah,
those little shifts that will help you kind of, help you with that load, whatever that load is that you're working
yeah,
with, for sure.
yeah,
And if it's not, take a hike, take a gander, take a trip,
yeah.
make some progress to go out and nature and the world, go adventure somewhere, even if it's
Clear and
just for the
reset.
day. Yeah, even if it's just for the day. If you have a park somewhere, if you have a museum that you want to go to, like it's such a crazy thing. Like sometimes when I'm not feeling, great, or I just need a kind of like a recharge, I'll go to the museum, I'll go to the park, because there's so many things around here. We're very, very lucky. And I'm just like, wow, I need to do this more. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's nice, and you see new things and you experience new things, and even if it's by yourself, like that's okay.
That's the best sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't be with someone who'll just be quiet and be and enjoy it, and you
Yeah.
maybe have a smile and say, wow, that was cool, but you don't have to be on point or on it. You're just
Yeah.
embracing all that is around you, say if you're in the outdoors or something.
Yeah.
But if not, if you can't be around that person, it is better to be by yourself and embrace it because
Absolutely.
we need to have you not be on point or reactive or having to be a certain way because then it's kind of fruitless. I mean,
Yeah.
why bother at that
Yeah.
point? You need to
Because
really,
you're putting on a facade to appease others, and that's
yeah, you
just,
can't
yeah.
really just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't mean retail shopping, guys, by the way. That is a thing, and I like to do it too. But what we're talking about
It's
is something
short-lived,
that
that
you're,
happiness. It is short-lived. Believe you me. I've been
especially
there,
when you get
done
the
that.
invoice at the
Yeah.
end.
It's no, it's short-lived. It's like, ooh, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Literally, I bought it. I'm like, okay, now I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about experiencing things
Mhm.
and things like that. But anyways, yes. So can't recommend it enough. It's hard for me to put it in words, but when you do it, you'll never forget that
For
that
sure.
is the key to getting back to you, getting your audit. And we're going to do the Friday challenge.
I like the Friday challenge. So if people have just tuned in or they were driving and they weren't really paying attention and they want to revisit this episode, what is that Friday challenge?
All right. I think that we had stated it was a minute ago, but the Friday challenge is to take an audit of your week. And this is not to judge yourself at all.
No.
This is not to say, oh, I'm only made a 1 out of 5. No, this is an audit of yourself to say,
Yeah,
okay,
take
this
those
was
two
my week.
words out, guys. Only and just. I only did this. I just did that. Take
Correct. We
those
don't
two
use
words out.
those.
We don't use those. Take those out of your vocabulary, poof, forever, because it's
Yes.
not a good look.
No. And energetically, it just beats you down more
Hmm?
and makes you feel less than.
It's
So we don't
minimizing,
want that.
correct. Yeah. Yep.
So,
Okay.
okay, Friday challenge. How long are we going to do it for? The rest of November
Let's do
or?
it for the rest of the year. Screw
All
it.
right, but oh, we're going to do this, are we? Or
We're
we're going to
doing
text
it.
each other to make sure
Yeah. What's today? Today is the 15th. So we're starting today?
and going through
Yeah.
2025, the new year,
Until
New
the
Year's
yeah, until
Day.
the new year. Mm-hmm.
All right. So Friday challenge is we sit down. And it can be in the morning or the afternoon. I'm
Mm-hmm.
given the flexibility because I feel really good Friday mornings and I
Yeah,
like to look
same.
at things. I'm in a good mood, good coffee. So you take an audit of your week and kind of get an idea of, what you've accomplished, what you need to adjust, what you might have wasted some time on.
Mhm.
Uh, and perhaps it was something that you thought would benefit you, but now you see more clearly that's not really what you want to be doing. So it's really just auditing all of those things,
Yes.
um and making mental note so that you don't repeat them next week, that sort of thing.
I like it.
Perhaps more single tasking.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very important.
That is a challenge, and that the Friday thing can help me look at, okay, I need to single task this. And
Yeah,
guys, what that is, it's kind of something they're talking about now. I'm sure it's been around forever, but everyone's very excited about multitasking, but we don't multitask as humans 3 or 4 things anymore. We multitask 12. So like
hmm
nothing's getting done. So there's
yeah,
a big push now to just do one thing at a time without distraction,
yep.
and you get better results and do it faster and you feel
hmm
better about it. So Friday challenge is basically taking an audit of your week and how you want to proceed for the next week.
Yes, I like
And
it.
not just work wise though. It's actual personal stuff too. So it's the whole
Yeah, it's
thing,
mainly
baby.
personal. We would, I mean, work is gonna be work. You know what I mean? Like there's always stuff that's gonna be, you're always gonna shoulda, coulda, woulda. But for yourself, for your well-being, I think it's the most important to kind of focus more on that than anything else. Like what is it that you wanted to do this week for yourself that you weren't able to do, and why maybe did it happen, or what can we do to maybe work on that for the next day, the next week, whatever.
Yeah, and choose
But things for
yourself. And maybe you didn't
yourself.
choose yourself first, you choose someone else or
Yeah,
chose someone else. And so you suffered in some way. You didn't get something done because you chose to do this for them.
for
And
sure.
does that need to continue?
Yeah.
These things like that. Or do I need to first thing Monday do this for me? You
Yes.
know, so there's a little flexibility. I think as we go, maybe we'll do some reels, Instagram reels, and kind of talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, and this is
Um,
we've never done this before, and I'm sure you guys have never done this before. We haven't done it. We haven't done a weekly audit for ourselves, and we're gonna do it with you guys. And
it's a commitment for me at
as we
least. I'm
see,
like, uh-oh, I said it out loud. We're gonna keep ourselves accountable.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be a long thing. Like it just, okay, what are a couple things that I had written down for this week that I wanted to do? What did I not get done? And maybe do I really want to do it this week or this month or this year? Um, you know, It can be a huge, big thing that you wanted to accomplish, or it could be, I want to wash my hair today. Like it doesn't matter what it is for you. Like
Even
just
steps
let it
towards
be
the
for
thing.
you. Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
you can
And
break
there's
it
no
into
judgment.
steps.
Yeah, there's no judgment. Be as, you know, crazy and wild or minute and daily and whatever
Mhm.
for yourself, but because it's just for you. This is,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
just to
know I
make
said
sure.
just, okay. I know I said just, but it's for you. It's for things that you want to feel better about, be in a better headspace and to clear yourself a little bit, to move forward.
Yeah. And to make sure you're doing things for you that you want to do in your life, moving you where you want to go,
Indeed.
uh, and not, get sucked into the world of doing everything for the external. So it's a check in. It's a
Yeah.
check in. And it's not selfish at all, by the way, guys. It is
No,
helpful, very helpful to do it.
very much so. Absolutely.
All right, Friday
I
challenge, baby.
love it.
We're going to
Hell
do it. We
yeah.
said
We're
it.
doing it.
Now,
We've said it.
I keep saying it so that I don't back out of it. 'Cause
Oh no, we're
um,
gonna hold each other accountable, guys. We're
we
gonna we're
are.
gonna post the things, we're gonna do the things, we're gonna make this happen.
I might even do a TikTok. If you guys are following me on TikTok, I think
Yes,
I'm
follow
gonna
her
do
on
a
TikTok.
check-in
Yes.
on TikTok and on the socials because it'll help me stay on track too, guys. This is why, let's be honest,
Yeah, and it's
fall
not,
off
we're
track.
not saying this challenge for you guys, really, we're really saying it for us to
For
be,
all of us
for
together.
all of us
And
together, and we're just bringing you along for the ride.
as we go through this, perhaps we'll have some comments on how it's going,
For
and
sure.
things like that. I think
I'm
that
sure.
if we successfully go through this challenge, guys, I think that you'll learn a lot about yourself and your habits and how you've
Definitely.
changed some things. I think there could be some great clarity and feeling better about
Yeah.
yourself and your situations. So that's what I have to say about
I
that.
love it. There you go. I love it. I love it. We did a good one. I like it.
I like
Something
it.
clean, something came out of this, which was fantastic. We weren't sure what, of course, like always, guys, we didn't know what we're going to talk about. And
Yeah,
we just get led in these awesome directions. And this was really fun. I like this one. This is a good
I
one.
like it.
Very
Next
happy.
time we can talk about my ghost story in Maine.
Ooh. Oh,
Yes.
wow. And she's got a bell and everything.
I got a bell,
Okay.
baby.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
guys, definitely tune in next time because we're going to be talking about that because I don't know. I have no idea what she's talking about. I had
I
no,
didn't tell you. Oh my goodness. All
no,
right.
no,
We're gonna
no,
talk
no.
offline
Yeah.
about this.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for chatting with us and for listening to us. And yes,
Yes.
we have a challenge for you. So definitely make sure that you guys are on board with the challenge. And if you don't start this weekend, that's okay. You start next week. But as long as you start, that is the main and biggest thing for this, to make it happen, to make it work, to make yourself kind of move in a really great direction and have a little bit of clarity about things that you're doing that you maybe don't want to do anymore, that you want to do, that you want to continue, that you want to manifest, that you want to bring into your space. Like it's a cool thing. I think it's going to be a really cool thing, really fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do a hashtag on it too. So if you guys at home want to play along and post anything, and so check our socials. I think we could do for Friday challenge unless that's already taken for something else.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll look at it for
yeah,
sure.
and so we can keep track. All right.
Awesome.
Till next time.
Till next time, guys. Later.